Aloha and welcome to this module on ethics in software engineering. Ethics, as the title says, is a group of moral principles or values that define or direct us to the right choice. And it turns out that software engineering is replete with ethical dilemmas. So when you go into your professional career, you might think, there's no ethics, I just do whatever my boss tells me. And hopefully by the conclusion of this module, you'll realize that it's a little bit more complicated than that. So the way you go through this module is to start by going through the foundations section. So there's an initial reading, Foundations 1, that talks about what the kind of what do we mean when we use the word ethics, which is useful to know. And then we go into a whole set of experiences. So for example, this first one, doing harm in software engineering. We go through a little case study, and then there's some questions for discussion that will hopefully help you identify ethical issues and perhaps how to ameliorate them in these kinds of contexts. And I also want to take this opportunity to say that a great deal of the content from this module is adapted with permission from this Introduction to Software Engineering Ethics by Shannon Valor and Arvind Narayanan at Santa Clara University. Okay, so after understanding what ethics is, you'll think about doing harm, but also doing good, because in fact, an ethical perspective is more than just avoiding harm, but actually contributing to the good of society. And then you'll learn a little bit about the stakeholders, why you have ethical obligations, what you can actually do to live up to them, and then the professional codes of software engineering ethics. And in our case, the ACM Code of Ethics is the kind of the most common ones. And then following all that, the foundations, there's two case studies. One which talks about Gamergate and this serial swatter, as well as a article on, or a roundtable discussion on harassment by some Silicon Valley notables, along with some discussion questions. And then there's another one on Google Street View and the ethical issues that arose from the initial implementation of that technology. So that's the Ethics in Software Engineering module. I think you'll learn a lot from it, and it might have a non-trivial effect on the way you actually think about your role in technology development.